Hello everybody, Leeds here, and welcome to week 2 of IHops, going up against Shiro and the Lazy Littens here for week 2. And what is a tough matchup for me? I don't actually know whether Shiro won his first game or not. I will have to. Well, I don't need to check that, but I think he won. I seem to feel like he won. And of course, I also won, got a solid 3-0 against Adrian in the end. He brought a weird team which did some good work against me, but I was able to pull through in the end. And I feel I'm much less confident about this matchup in terms of a matchup. Something like Mega Agron just did so much work in the last game that he just had to go and do weird things. Shiro here has definitely got the better matchup, I would say. He's got a lot of options to deal with me offensively, I would say. He just kind of tears me apart. So, getting into his team, Mega Diancie I have absolutely no switch-ins to, because, yeah, it's just a massive threat. Combination of just like Moonblast plus Power Gem plus Earth Power just absolutely wrecks me. It can do so much work. Just like 4 attacks in general, Diancie is really strong. It's got a great speed stat of base 110, and then Magic Bounce is always fun as well. It stops hazards going up and stuff. I think it's really good. Like, you think, oh, Agron can switch into it really well, resist its dual stab right well. Agron isn't especially defensive really at all. Earth Power is almost a 2-shot, so that's really not the answer. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable at all. So it's one of those. It's a really tough matchup in that sense, where I'm like, what on earth am I doing? It's just really strong. If he wants to run mixed and run like Diamond Storm and stuff, then I really struggle with it. Thankfully, I have a couple of things that are fast. Well, I have a Salazzle that's faster. I can run Scarfers to be faster. So offensively, I can deal with it quite well, but defensively, I really struggle to switch into it. Corv Knight is a great bulky wall. It's going to check Garchomp pretty well. It's going to check Lele pretty well. It's the nice thing about me against the Steel Flyings, because obviously, well, I didn't play Celesteela last week, but I almost did. As in, I would have done if it had come. The nice thing is that the Steel Flyings don't know whether to check Garchomp or Lele. And in this matchup, I think it's more simplistic to the Celesteela one, because there's more defensive options to do with Garchomp here to a good degree. There's stuff like Buzzwole, which deals with Garchomp pretty well. So probably more especially defensive. Corv Knight in this one, I'd imagine, to try and check Lele quite well. That's kind of what I'm anticipating. It's just a good mod. It can defog, it can U-turn, it can pivot, it can hit back pretty hard with stuff like Brave Bird. You can even run Bulk Up Power Trip, although I'm not massively anticipating that in this one, I would say. I think from his perspective, I've got too many really hard-hitting offensive threats for that to be a viable sweeping option for him. I think he's much better off maybe trying to run like a Calm Mind Mega Diancie, for example, or maybe Speed Boosting Mega Diancie, something like that. Corv Knight's just a great defensive mon. Crocodile and Salamence form an Intimidate core, which I'm trying to take advantage of in my game plan. Crocodile is just slower than Lele, which is really helpful for me in this match. If Crocodile was faster than Lele, this matchup would be really hard, because Crocodile can do a lot of work against my team. With the exception of like a Weezing, which it can run Iron Tail for. It can do that. Like, it hits Agron hard, obviously. It's going to hit for a lot of my team very hard, and if it comes, which I don't think I have it on the 6, but if it comes, it probably comes Scarf, because it can be faster than those 3 mons around the base 100 that I have. It can then also kind of pursuit trap stuff. It can revenge kill stuff like Salazzle. I think that's going to be valuable for him. Salamence is a really good bring in so many different ways, because there's so many different sets that could do really well against me. Dragon Dance is the obvious one you think of immediately, but once again, it needs to run Iron Tail, because it doesn't get Iron Head as far as I'm aware. I should let me check that right now. Yes, it would again have to run Iron Tail or Steel Wing to actually hit Weezing super effectively, so I have the Wax switched into it quite well, and then Agron's obviously going to deal with it quite well offensively, but Dragon Dance could be a threat, because he knows he's not going to get one shot by either of those mons back, and if he can get enough damage off on stuff that, you know, isn't that bulky, and he can kind of try and take advantage of Vaporeon in that sense, where Vaporeon can kind of let it in and it can set up in that sense. I also wouldn't be surprised to see like a mixed Salamence, or even just specially offensive, to try and catch Agron with like a Fire Blast, Wouldn't be surprised to see that either. Or something like a Scarfed Moxie set to try and steamroller the team at the end. Wouldn't be surprised to see that either. Mence is strong in a lot of ways. Necrozma is really scary. Bulky setup sets are very scary against my team because I don't have things that are massively going to just obliterate Necrozma. I think in this matchup, depending on what he wants to do with Corviknight, Necrozma may be forced into a Spadef roll to try and check Lele, which I hope he doesn't do that because my sweeping thing with Lele that I potentially have going for me in this matchup is better if the Necrozma is more offensive. He could also do that, and offensively it is tough for me to swap into. It's Necrozma at the end of the day. It's a very tough mon to deal with. Very, very tough mon to deal with. I think I may actually swap and move on to... No, I think I'm okay. It's just a really tough one to deal with, pretty much. That's how Necrozma works. That's literally just how Necrozma works. I think I'm going to swap Toxic onto Aggron over Stealth Roll. Yeah, let's do that. Cool. Nope, not happen. So that's that. Jolteon is very fast. It's an electric strike that can hit pretty hard. It doesn't get any coverage though, which is why it's worth so few points. I don't think it comes here because it just allows Garchomp in every single time, and if I'm like an ST Garchomp, he really doesn't want to let that happen. So I don't really anticipate that. I could see Cryogonal though, because Cryogonal is base faster than Garchomp. It's 105 base speed. You can do that. You can run stuff like that and do a lot of damage. With it, it's faster. It's faster than the kind of the three-piece offensive core I have, so that may be very appealing to him. It's got good defenses as well, so it can kind of switch into stuff like Garchomp as well if it wants to. Boswell is good at checking Garchomp pretty much. Like, it's very, very strong physically, defensively, like a Fire Fang from an ad when Garchomp did like 30%. So it's very, very strong in that sense. It can run Drain Punch on each seed, and it's always going to get its health back. He may be slightly dissuaded from bringing it due to Zapdos. Also with Necrozma, it could also be brought physically defensive to try and check Zapdos. That is what I was meaning to say, which that's fine as well if he does that. I forgot about that. Buzzwell's just good, and something like a bulk up Buzzwell could do work in the right scenario, but I think from his perspective, he may be dissuaded by, Zapdos, Lele, Salazzle, which all are going to do a lot of work against it. So he may not bring it, but I think it is good in terms of being able to check Garchomp well. But as I said, he could maybe reassign and run Spadef and Necrozma and then physically defensive Corviknight if he wants to do that instead. Typhlosion is a Z user. It can do Z Sunny Day and get a speed boost, and then the fire moves are strong in the sun. So that's something to be aware of. It's a strong one. Base 100 Scarf is good. Like Specs Eruption is very, very strong, and I have absolutely no switches to that. So that's always a thing. So I could definitely see Typhlosion coming. In that sense, I think of all these lower tier mons, like below 8 or so, it's definitely the most likely. There's a lot of them on this team, and Typhlosion is the one that has a good matchup here. He obviously may be dissuaded by Vaporeon though, because it doesn't get Solar Beam like something like a Charizard does. So I could see him leaving it off, thinking I'm just going to bring that and deal with it well. It also just gets kind of destroyed by Garchomp and stuff, so it may not really get an opportunity to set Z Sunny Day unless it comes in on something dying to Aggron or Weezing or Muck or something. And Muck, if it's AV, would check it fairly well too. Lilligant, I'm not massively anticipating here. It gets hard-walled by Aggron, it gets hard-walled by Weezing, it gets hard-walled by Muck. But to be fair, I said the same thing about Sceptile last week, and Sceptile came, so you never know. Lilligant doesn't have the added benefit of having a flying move to work with though, or being unburdened to take advantage of terrain, so I'm not really anticipating Lilligant. I think Quagsire could be very good here though. Physically defensive Quagsire is a good switch into like a Scarfed Zapdos, so you could try and do that. I had a Quagsire Waller team that had some similar pieces to this in the past. That was the Zapdos Aegislash team, and Quagsire just absolutely destroyed my soul. And that's without the added benefit of me being able to slap HP Grass on stuff. So Quagsire is tough for me to deal with. It can sit there, it can just recover stall in my face, and it's tough for me to switch into as well. So Quagsire is a big threat, and I do anticipate it to come to this game. And then Persian is pretty quick and can be annoying with kind of knockoff, U-turn, fake out shenanigans, stuff like that. It's a utility mon, but I'm not massively anticipating it here because it's never going to be able to do anything like Aggron, for example, unless it wants to run like T-Wave, which it could do. It could do. The 6 I predict him to bring would probably be diancie, Corviknight, Mence, Necrozma, Buzzwole and Quagsire if I had to predict a 6. I could easily see Typhlosion being mixed in there. I could easily see Crocodile being mixed in there. I could easily see Cragnole being mixed in there. The other stuff I'm not massively anticipating, although it could come. Persian could be quite annoying if it does come. So let's talk about my team, what I'm bringing and why I'm bringing it. Starting off with possibly the strangest set you'll see me bring this season, which is this Choice Scarfed Specially Offensive Garchomp. Now, all the speed is on there because it means that, one, I am faster than Max Speed Scarfed Mence, which I think could be a bring, because he maybe will want to run it to be fast enough to be faster than Scarfed Lele. So then I just make sure I'm faster than that. I'm faster than a Scarfed Crook as well, so I'm faster than those two Scarfers. I'm also faster than Typhlosion if it sees Sunny Day, which is key as well. I'm also faster than Mega Diancie on a base. I'm also faster than Jolteon base, stuff like that. Draco Meteor does a good chunk of damage to most stuff on the team, obviously Diancie excluded. Fire Blast, if Corv is physically defensive, is a 2-shot. If it's more specially defensive, it will take 2, I believe. But it's probably it's like a 30% roll if he has leftovers. So hopefully he doesn't have leftovers. He runs like a berry, maybe a Wacan to try and check Lele better. I'd be surprised to see that. And then Dragon Pulse is just there if I don't want to drop my special attack from Draco Meteor, and Dragon Pulse does the same kind of thing. Like, it does a lot to stuff like Crook and Mence and stuff. The same kind of sense of nerve power is not quite a one-shot on Diancie, which is maybe the thing I lose by being special rather than physical in this one, but any kind of damage on the Diancie is enough for Earth Power to then be a kill, and he's not going to know I'm especially offensive, so that's something I'm going to try and take advantage of there. Fire Blast is also a 2-shot on Buzzwole, which is the main reason I've gone with a more special set, because physical Garchomp can still break through Corv even if it's physically defensive. It can't break through Buzzwole, which is I think Buzzwole will probably come to this one. I'd imagine. I think it will come. Lele was not meant to be the sweeper option really here, but it kind of became one after I realised what Adrenaline Orb does. So Adrenaline Orb boosts your speed by 1 stage if you get intimidated. And with that Intimidate core on Shiro's team, that's something I can easily take advantage of, especially when, say, Lele gets a kill. You're going to want to go to like your fast Mence or your fast Crook, because I feel like one of them comes and one of them comes Scarfed, is kind of what I'm thinking. You go into one of those thinking, oh yeah, easy kill, I can revenge kill here. Nope, speed boosted, and then suddenly I'm Scarfed but not Scarfed. And then I've got Calm Mind on there, which just allows me to break through Corv and Necrozma more easily. Like after a Calm Mind, Thunderbolt is a 2-shot on Corv if it isn't Wacanberry, and then Moonblast is a 2-shot on more offensive or physically defensive variants of Necrozma. If it's more specially defensive, I believe it's a roll. So I want to get a little bit of damage off on Necrozma. Hopefully I'm going to get a Toxicroak onto it with not Necrozma, with Aggron. You've got Heavy Slam, Toxic Body Press, and Raw. It's a weird matchup for me defensively because Aggron and Weezing both checking the entire roster, which is nice in a sense where I don't become predictable. I can kind of swap between what I'm trying to do with each one. So the Spadef is there on Mence because I take physical hits from Mence. The Spadef is there on Aggron because I take physical hits from Salamence anyway, and Advent Earthquake does like 30%. If it goes +1 or something, I take like 50 and I can roar it out. That's why Roar is there, because he's got a lot of good setup threats. Body Press is almost an OHKO on Crocodile, I believe. It's also going to do a good amount of damage to Corviknight if I need it to. It's also going to do a solid amount to Diancie if it's kind of a mid-ground press. There was something else it was good against as well, I believe. Yeah, I think it's going to do a little bit more to Buzzwole than Heavy Slam is, for example. It's not going to allow Typhlosion in as easily, and it's going to do more against Quagsire as well. So not necessarily that I'm going to beat Quagsire 1v1, but if I can force it to recover, I get my Toxicroak into it, and getting Toxicroak is going to be nice here to kind of try and wear down Necrozma, Corv, and Quagsire, so that my offensive threats like Lele can kind of come in, click Calm Mind, and really break through. So that's kind of the aim for this one. And Weezing is doing a similar kind of thing. We've got Sludge Bomb, Pain Split, Strange Team, and Defog. It's hazard removal for the team because although he doesn't have great hazard removers, rocks are kind of annoying against my team. I don't want to get massively chipped on Garchomp and Lele and Zapdos as much. Because this match, he can definitely take a bulkier approach to this match, so I want to make sure I can defog if I need to. Strange Team does a lot to stuff like Crook and Salamence, both of which are decently checked by this. Mence obviously physically, if Dragon Dance is going to do a lot of damage. That's kind of Aggron is the main switch into Salamence, whereas even without the physical defense, Weezing is a good switch in to Crocodile, and then Weezing is also going to be the default switch in to Diancie, because I've got the levitate, so I don't get earth powered. But I think the roll on Diancie earth power is like 42 to 49, and I really don't want to take that much damage on Aggron that quickly, because Aggron's the more obvious switch in, I think it's fair to say. However, as I was saying, if Diancie runs mixed and runs Diamond Storm, I'm in trouble, because that does like 45% to Weezing, which is why I've got Pain Split on there. It means I can get health back off stuff like Corv and Quagsire, which is likely to stay near a full health in this one over the course of the match, pretty much. Salazzle is a great matchup here. The speed, I'm faster than Diancie. I also ran speed. There was something that was randomly faster. It might have been Persian. Yeah, Persian at 115. So I'm faster than Persian. And then I just hit Sludge Wave into Diancie. It almost kills. I two-shot Corv with Flamethrower. That's even on a Spadef set. And then I can Toxic on the very obvious Quagsire switch, which if he stays in with Corv, fine, I'll Toxic Corv instead. And that's something you're not going to see very often. The only slightly awkward thing would be potentially if he stays in with Diancie and I click Toxic on it. Because one, I would die, and two, I would Toxic myself, which would be interesting. And then Dragon Pulse is there just because it does a little bit more against Salamence. So if it's Moxie, but it's not a Scarf, or I've knocked off, or no, I don't have knockoff on this team, but say Scarf isn't there for some reason, I can Dragon Pulse and do stuff like that. It's also a decent click against stuff like Buzzwole as well, which I two-shot with Flamethrower. It was just there as the extra move that I had Fake Out for a while because I was like, that could be good to disrupt, but Psychic Train's going to stop any priority, so I didn't think there was much point in doing that in the end. And then finishing off here, we've got Choice Banded Zapdos coming back again. I am max speed to speed Salamence and Typhlosion, which hopefully won't be a factor. There's what it is. Provided I click the right move, I two-shot the entire team. Oh, I might not actually. I don't remember what Close Combat's role was on physically defensive Corv, because it's. I remember this. It's a 50% roll to two-shot on Skarmory if Skarmory is leftovers. So if Corv is leftovers, I think Corv is slightly bulkier than Skarmory, so I think it's slightly. Oh no, I think it's slightly less bulky than Skarmory, right? So it's probably maybe a 75% chance for it to two-shot Banded Close Combat there. Then Brave Bird's obviously going to do more to stuff like Buzzwole and Diancie. No, it's not. Close Combat's going to do more to Diancie, but then into Necrozma as well. Brave Bird's going to do a lot. And then U-Turn is going to be nice. Hopefully I don't randomly pop like a weakness policy on Necrozma by going for U-Turn with Zapdos. That could be a thing. Hopefully not. And then Drill Peck's on there as the fourth move, so I don't want to take Recoil once again, because it's still going to do a lot of damage to, Buzzwole, Crocodile, Salamence, Diancie. It even does like 30% to Corv and stuff. So it's a decent click to be able to have there. I do two-shot Quagsire because I'm banded. If I was Scarf, I wouldn't. But he doesn't really have something that's going to massively check Zapdos, which is why I feel like Buzzwole is a very likely bring on his end as well as Necrozma, because he essentially makes me have to guess. So I can Brave Bird and I get walled by Corv and like Diancie to an extent, or I click Close Combat and he can go into Buzzwole or Necrozma. That's kind of what he has to do in this one, and I think he will be very scared of an Agility Zapdos, because his Agility Zapdos can really, really win this game, which is where hopefully the Adrenaline Orb Lele is going to surprise him and catch him off guard, and is going to be able to hopefully pick up the win for me here. So that's the team, and I'll see you guys in the battle. Okay, so I made a last second change and put Protect on Salazzle over Dragon Pulse, and I'm very glad I made that decision, because Dragon Pulse achieves absolutely nothing for me with the team he's brought, and then Protect will allow me to get toxic damage off on Quagsire pretty easily. And cool. Typhlosion's going to be a problem for sure. Typhlosion can definitely win this game for him if we're not careful. The nice thing is if it's a Z Sunny Day set, Garchomp will always outspeed it when it goes for Z Sunny Day. No Buzzwole means that, physical Garchomp would have been really good, but it is what it is. It's probably more physically defensive Quagsire to try and deal with that. The Quagsire's probably got Ice Beam, is what if I had to guess. And based on this composition, it looks like the Necrozma may be more bulky. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I think Diancie is a very solid lead for him here. So just get the Mega off, try and land a big hit off because I don't have great switch-ins. You could also leave Corv to U-turn, could also just lead a Typhlosion to try and punch holes. I could see that, or lead Jolteon to Volt Switch maybe. So I'm actually really feeling... I actually like a Wheezing lead. Annoyingly, he hasn't brought either Intimidator, so my Adrenaline Orb is kind of pointless. So that's annoying, but it is what it is. Like a Life Orb would have been really solid. But Lele can't sweep now, basically, because diancie will always be... Actually, no, it still can, because he doesn't have a physical Revenger. All he has is Jolteon, so if I click Calm Mind... So if I can click Calm Minds, then Jolteon can't do anything to me. Although I don't have anything that's going to hit Typhlosion that hard, is the only thing. So just regular Typhlosion. Thunderbolt's a 2-shot if I go +1. So I'd probably want to go +2, and then it does a lot of damage, yeah. Probably want to go +2. I might lead Salazzle because I don't want to get Typhlosion led, is the thing. I don't want to get Typhlosion led, and he just goes for like a Fire Z move and kills something straight off the bat. So yeah, I'm going to lead Salazzle here because the worst case scenario his end is that Typhlosion lead. Yeah, okay. So I don't want to mess with that. Yeah. So which he can't kill me with anything here. If he is Fire Z, then a Fire Z Eruption doesn't even kill. And I'm faster. So that's nice. So I'm thinking in case he wants to go for like a Z move, I'm feeling just a turn 1 Sludge Wave here. He could just... I kind of want to go for turn 1 Sludge Wave in case he wants to go for like a Z move and do a lot of damage here. Yeah, I'll turn 1... Oh, he's Scarf Extrasensory, okay. He's Scarf with Extrasensory. So, I'm a lot less scared of this now, because it's not Z move or anything. And now Lele at +1 will kill as well. That's not too bad. If he doesn't get Rocks up, that's absolutely fine. Actually, I'm Boots anyway, so there's that. This is a very free Aggron switch because he's Scarfed. Yeah, very free switch into Aggron. So I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to go for a... Or do I make a switch to try and predict Corv, maybe? But if I'm Iron Defense Body Press, he doesn't want to go Corv, really. I'm actually feeling a Toxic play here. Although if he goes Corv, it's kind of annoying. But I don't lose anything by clicking Toxic, so I'm going to click Toxic. He'll go Quag, so I'll get the Toxic off on this turn 3 here, which is nice. That is awesome. That's really good. My Wheezing play is nice here, so I'm just going to do that. He probably goes Corv the next time, so something to keep in mind, but no burn, thank you. So we see Scald, and we see... Rindo, Quag, maybe? It looks like. I really wanted to fit Flamethrower onto the set, but I didn't in the end. I don't want to double here anticipating Corv though, because he could just stay in as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see him just stay in. I wouldn't be surprised if he just stays in here, so... I kind of want to predict this double though. Scarfed Typhlosion is going to be a threat. But Scarfed Garchomp is always faster, so that's really nice. That is always very, very nice. And I'm lucky I didn't die to that, to be fair. I think I should try and predict a Corv coming in on the double here. I don't think Salazzle is that play though, because Salazzle doesn't kill Corv. Which is where that extra sensory into Salazzle is annoying. I'm going to make the play into Garchomp, predicting Corv to come in here. Yeah, he does go Corv. So that comes in here. So that was a good play. Garchomp does not two-shot with Fire Blast if it's Spadef, but I'm going to find that out right now. Which is fine. Now do hit the Fire Blast. It is Spadef. That's good to know. And he'll U-turn, so he won't get the heal off, and he'll get hurt by Rocky Helmet as well. So he's below half, so Corv can't really come in on anything, which is really, really nice. Yeah, so he goes Diancie. That's a good play. Yeah. I'm just going to go straight into my Weezing here. He's probably going to do a solid 30% or so with a... He'll actually go for Rocks. Yeah. Not surprising. Not surprising. I'm just going to default goes away straight away. He'll go for Protect. Oh, that does work. I didn't know that did that. I didn't know that worked. You learn something new every day about this game. I genuinely did not know that worked. He's obviously trying to make sure he picks up that kill on the Salazzle, which I want to make sure doesn't happen. So I'm going to go for D-Hog again here. There's no reason not to. I can't believe I never knew that Protect blocked default. That's a surprise. I don't know why I never knew that. I guess no one's ever tried it before. Yeah, he'll go out into Necrozma here. So my play into... I'll just go straight out into Aggron here. I do not want this thing to start setting up against me. We see Flash Cannon. Okay, so it's a special variant. That's nice. That's nice for my Spadef investments on this. He probably makes a swap, if I had to guess. But I'll Toxic in case he doesn't. Yeah, so he will Heat Wave, which gets a crit, which is unfortunate. That crit is unfortunate, because it means I don't live another. That's a very unfortunate crit. I'll just Heavy Slam, because he'll kill me here, yeah. That's an unfortunate crit, but it is what it is. One of those things. So we see Flash Cannon, Heat Wave. What's Necrozma's move pool like? He'll probably have Shadow Ball. I imagine he's probably got Shadow Ball. Yeah, it's an unfortunate crit, but I think 2 probably would have killed anyway. It probably would have been a roll, if I had to guess. Actually, let me check based on that damage what this Necrozma is, because if it's more offensive, that's helpful for me. Against this. Yeah, it would have been a roll for me to live 2, so that's unfortunate that that killed. Yeah, it is offensive. It is offensive. Yeah. It is offensive, so it's maybe Calm Mind. It is offensive, so could be Calm Mind, could be a whole host of other things. 84 is the min. Yeah, so Zapdos picks me up a kill here. Lele does not. And Corv dies to 2 Brave Birds, I believe, because we know it's Spadef. Yeah, we know it's Spadef. Let's just double check this Necrozma just in case I messed up. So we see Heat Wave, we see... Oops. Come on. We see Flash Cannon. It's definitely at least modest, is what it's saying. Oh, but it may not have speed. Yeah. Let's not risk that. Because then suddenly the roll is still the same, but then Zapdos doesn't kill. Yeah. Let's not mess around with that. What do I want to do then? I might just go Salazzle and click Protect. Or I could go into Garchomp and click Draco, which that isn't going to do enough. That's actually very annoying. Or I just go like Lele. But then if he Shadow Balls, it's going to do a lot, is the thing. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's Garchomp. Yeah, Lele takes way too much from that. I don't want to mess with that. And Flash Cannon does a lot as well. Yeah, Flash Cannon's super effective. I'm just going to go Salazzle and click Protect. On this turn. Get the toxic damage off. Yeah, Necrozma was always going to be a struggle. Thankfully, it's not a setup set. At least as far as I'm aware, it's not a setup set. I think with Flash Cannon and Heat Wave, it's probably not a setup. Now, he's got to be worried about Destiny Bombed here, because I think Salazzle gets Destiny Bombed. He'll go out into Quags, that's nice. You get the Necrozma out. I can now just Protect this turn. Get the Protect off. He can't Scald into me. He'll take more damage on the Quagsire. I'm actually feeling a Garchomp play here. On Quagsire. Scald's going to do like 20%, but it's not too bad. And then I can Earth Power, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on. Then he can just go Corv at that stage, so Fire Blast would probably be better. I really need to get Zapdos in, but I'm not risking that burn. Because if I get burnt there, that is awful. That is really, really bad if I get burnt there. Or I go mid-ground Lele or something. I take like 20% from it. And then I click Calm Mind on him going... I don't actually need to predict that, right? Because Corv would come in Spadef, and my T-Bolt does up to 47. But I feel like it's Wakamberry. Because we didn't see lefties. I think it's Wakamberry, so I'm gonna make the Garchomp play. I'll play it a bit safer. Yeah, he'll just Scald again. Burn would be annoying in terms of residual damage. That's fine. If I stay in Fire Blast, against Quag here, it's not going to do much, but Toxic would basically kill him. Although Earth Power doesn't kill from here, is the thing. Or I go Zapdos Scouting Ice Beam, which is also a play. And then I click, because then he either goes Corv here, or he stays in and Ice Beams. So I'm going to go out into Zapdos here. He's probably calcing to see what Garchomp does. I would kill if I Draco'd, but that wouldn't do enough to Corv at all to justify that as a play, because it just gives Corv Roost. It would die to Toxic, is the thing. No, I'm going to make the Zapdos play here. If he Scalds and Burns, that's really annoying. He'll go for Toxic, okay. That is okay. I feel like he swaps. Or he could just sack. He may just sack. How much do I do to Jolteon? A lot. That is not a play he wants to make. So yeah. I feel like I'll U-turn though. I'm going to U-turn. Or do I? Is he likely to keep this around? I don't feel like he's likely to keep this around. I don't think he's going to... Okay, he'll sack Typhlosion instead, so I'm glad I did that anyway. Glad I did that. That's actually a big threat out the way. He probably goes Necrozma here. This is going to be a very tight one. I'm not in a terrible position. He can also go Corv here, and he gets to Roost. No, he'll go Jolteon. He'll make the safe play in that sense. I just get to go out into Garchomp here. He doesn't put a double. He'll just Yawn. Okay. So we see Yawn on the Jolteon. Do I want to sleep? Is that worth it? Because I feel like he just goes, oh, I now just get to Volt Switch. Because he'll swap out. Whereas if I then attack, I can do a bit more. I would reveal my Scarf though if I do attack. Which I feel like is fine. I don't think I even kill Verpal. Yeah, it actually doesn't kill because Jolteon's got good Spadef. He's got 95 Spadef. I feel like he'll think he can Volt Switch. This thing does no damage to me, is the thing. So I'm going to Fire Blast. He does go Corv, so if this connects, Corv goes. Nice, good connection. Oh, okay, not quite. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that would kill. He has to Roost here. So I'm going to go Salazzle on him roosting. Definite Roost coming here. Yeah, that wasn't my greatest play, to be fair. But I didn't want to be in a position where he predicts me switching and clicks Volt Switch that turn, because that would have put me really on the back foot. So I could go here, he gets forced to Roost, yeah. Forced to Roost. My Flamethrower kills. Quagsire is not a swap in, not a switch in rather, because it dies in 2 turns. He may try and go Diancie, predicting Flamethrower, and take a good chunk. He may go Necrozma and take a good chunk here. This is a close game. This is a close game. This is a good game as well. This has been a good game. I'm surprised he sacked Typhlosion like that. I really expected him to just sack Quag there. Because what does Quagsire achieve for you? Unless, because it's slower than Weezing as well. He doesn't know I don't have Strange. He doesn't know I have Strange Team, to be fair. What's he seen on? He's just seen Defog on Weezing, so he maybe thinks he can recover up on Weezing. He can't. Pretty much. He'll go Quagsire, yeah. So Quagsire will die in 2 turns. He actually just flat out dies to a Flamethrower there, which I was not expecting. I guess it was physical. And I'm assuming Jolteon, yeah. I'm interested in that Quagsire. Was it just physical? Yeah, it was just physical. Okay. Does he try and make a double here? Maybe he tries to make a double here. He maybe tries to make a double here. And go Corv and get to Roost up again. Or go Necrozma and start setting up. I feel like he could double here. Oh no, I was about to say, he also massively risky being Scarf here, but I've shown Protect. I'm actually going to Protect and see what he does. That's actually the better play. I'll Protect, see what he wants to do. He'll Shadow Ball. Okay. A little low. This is slightly awkward. That Yawn was a good bring, to be fair. Yawn was a good bring. Shadow Ball's actually doing a lot to Garchomp. I might be better off just sacking Salazzle. Salazzle is very good though, because it kills Corv from here. I also have a Zapdos which does that though, and a Lele which will do it in too. So I'm going to Toxic in case he doesn't just Shadow Ball. He does just Shadow Ball. Takes out Salazzle here. This isn't great though because I don't really have a swap in, because Garchomp is asleep. If we have Zapdos against Typhlosion, okay, yeah. Scarf would kill. Would Scarf kill Jolteon though? Yes. So do I bait Scarf here? Or do I just go into Wheezing? Which, oh no, that is... If it's Spec, Shadow Ball isn't going to do much. If it's something like, let's say, Boots or something, Thunderbolt's then going to do a good chunk, but I can just Sludge Bomb for a good amount at that stage, or Strange Team for a good amount. I don't want to let Corv in though. Is the only thing I don't want to let Corv in. I also don't want to bring in Lele here. I don't think that's smart. Because yeah, it will just take a lot of damage, and Moonblast doesn't kill. Yeah, so this is definitely a Scarf Zapdos. Definitely a Scarf Zapdos. Definitely Scarf Zapdos. This is definitely a Scarf Zapdos. I was just checking that I killed. If he calls this bait, that's a good play on his end, and it puts me in a really tough spot. Because I think he wants to preserve this Jolteon. Because it's good. It's good for him here. In this situation. With Garchomp asleep, it's good for him here. And I don't think he knows Garchomp is Scarf either. So he may be thinking, my Shadow Ball literally kills it in 2 attacks. He's thinking about this. He's thinking about this. As he should be. This is a big play. This is a big turn in the match. If he calls this bluff, then that puts him in a really strong spot. Like a really strong spot. The other thing to consider is if he is Specs Shadow Ball, because he may have Yawn on a Spec set, you never know. But if he is... Okay, he'll go into Necrozma, which gets 2-shot here. It almost died in 1, wow. It actually died to Toxic, so there goes Necrozma. He'll now go Corv, which gets to Roost on this. Yeah, he just gets to kind of Roost till... But my Brave Bird actually does a lot, right? To... A Corv we know is Spadef. Yeah, my Brave Bird's doing like 40%. That's really not bad. Yeah, I'm just gonna Brave Bird. I get down to 38. I think I died to Toxic this turn. He just gets to roost up. He's at 70. That is a-okay. Ah, it's actually slightly annoying that I live there. My close combat is nice. My close combat picks up a kill. Thing is, I don't think Corv versus Lele is a matchup I like because I take too much damage from a Brave Bird, yeah. Way too much from a Brave Bird. And even his U-turn's going to do a lot. Yeah. I need to bring Lele out at some point though. Oh, Volt Absorb Jolteon as well, that's a thing. That is indeed a thing. Yeah, I'm saving. I think Lele is less useful. You probably just Roost again, yeah. You've seen Roost on this. You've seen Svidef. No lefties Roost. We've seen U-turn on the Corv. Yeah, U-turn and Roost is all we've seen. I feel like my Calm Mind is a good play. Because the most he does is like 60% on a Brave Bird. Or he could have Iron Head. To be fair, he could have Iron Head. He could have Iron Head, and that does like 80. But I'm faster than it. I'm gonna Calm Mind. So we see Calm Mind, he does stay in. Probably U-turn. We see Light Screen. Okay. That's a good bring. That is a good bring. That is a good bring. That is a nice bring. I'll give him that. That is a very nice bring. So it's probably Light Clay. So it's Light Clay. And that's going to be very nice to him. Because that's affecting everyone on my team. I may just Calm Mind again. Yeah, I'm going to Calm Mind again. Yeah. So he's going to stay in. He's going to defog. So he'll get rid of my terrain. That's fine, though. I don't even have a psychic move. So his... Oh, he doesn't have an attacking move. He has U-turn, Roost, Light Screen, defog. So I just keep Calm Minding and stall out the Light Screen. And what he really does want to do here is click U-turn and activate a weakness policy, if I have it. This set would have been insane if he had one of the Intimidators over, like, Jolteon. If he had one of the Intimidators, this set would have been insane. Because the Corv can't actually hit me that hard. I didn't realise I'd be able to set up on the Corv. Yeah, this isn't good for him. This is not good for him. Because I don't take any damage from anything either of these guys want to do anymore. I don't take much. Like, Jolteon at +2 will probably do like 30% with a Spec Shadow Ball. And it will probably die in return. No, maybe not with Light Screen, I don't know. It's going to be tight. But it is 6 turns of Light Screen left, is the thing. So I'm going to have to be careful. But I will be +3, which I didn't think I'd get to +3 at any point. His best play here is to U-turn, and then try and... Yeah, his best play here is to U-turn, and then try and whittle me down between Jolteon and Diancie, because I think both will live one because of the Light Screen. Or if Diancie is mixed. Really, again? Every time? It's sung every time. This has been a great game. Regardless of the outcome. This has been a really great game. Very tight. Very, very tight. It actually pretty much comes down to the Diancie set here. If the Diancie has a physical move, then I think he wins. I don't think it will one-shot. I can't see this one-shotting if he is Diamond Storm. 85% 5 max. Okay, it's probably a roll on it. Yeah. It's probably a roll on it if it has Diamond Storm. If it's like actually physically offensive, then fair. But otherwise he's not going to be doing a ton because I'm now +3. And +3 Energy Ball if he has Light Screen up. Energy Ball is still a roll to kill. So I think I have to go for that. He has Moonblast. He's just trying to get a special attack drop. Doesn't get it, unfortunately. He does live. That's literally a min roll, unless he has quite a bit of bulk. It's probably got bulk. Oh, it probably runs... I don't know what speed it needs to outspeed Garchomp, to be fair. But it can probably take maybe 20 off. Yeah, that's a low roll. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I think that's going to rescue him the game. Is that low roll. There's a special attack drop. I don't... it's annoying. That roll was annoying, and it could come down to that. Oh, it wasn't Light Clay. Okay. Maybe it is Macamberry. Yeah, maybe it is Macamberry to take the first Thunderbolt well and then set Light Screen. That's a very creative way of dealing with Lele. That was very nice prep on his end. He will go Corv, so yeah, this is probably Macamberry. How much did his U-turn do before? 22, so it's not going to kill. And we know what his set is. Oh, he's probably going to set Light Screen again, is what's about to happen here. We don't see Macamberry. He'll U-turn and will live, but then Jolteon will pick up the kill. Yeah, this is still pretty sketchy. This is still pretty sketchy. Because I have to remember he now knows that Zapdos is banded. Corviknight speed is 67. That's faster than Weezing, right? Yeah, it is. It is. Thing is, that isn't a double I can make because Zapdos dies to poison. It isn't a double I can make because Zapdos dies to poison. Zapdos dies to poison. So actually, maybe the sack is Zapdos. Or actually, the sack is Garchomp. No, because Garchomp's sleeping. Because Garchomp's sleeping. I don't want him to be able to go Corv and recover. Actually, no. I will go Garchomp. And then if he tries to heal Corv up, I hard go Lele. And then I don't care if he kills... actually, I kind of do. I hard go Lele. He either kills Lele. Because then I get to go Zapdos. Yeah. No, because he'd U-turn. Because he would U-turn and Jolteon is then fast. Does Garchomp Draco... Oh, that is nothing. What the heck? Oh, that's because Light Screen's still up. It would be enough for 2 to kill, yeah. How does Yawn... What are the mechanics of Yawn? Would be the question to ask here. Type sleep after 1 turn. Because sleep is 3 turns and I haven't done any turns. Is the thing. Yeah, this is a dodgy situation, for sure. Lele against corv, my Moonblast doesn't do enough. Yeah, I'll go Garchomp. You could keep Shadow Balling, so this might be Specs, you know. 26. No, that's not Specs. That is definitely not Specs. It is definitely not Specs. He did what, 23? Yeah, definitely not. It's not even boosted. Yeah, it's definitely not Specs. I think he tries to go corv here. I think he tries to go corv. So I'm going to double Lele. Although, does he think he beats this? To be fair? Does he think he beats this? Does he think that... Because he doesn't know Weezing's set, right? Has he seen Weezing? No, he did see Weezing against Quag, so he'll know I'm Spadef. So he'll know it loses 1v1. Because Jolteon, if it's not Specs, does no damage. It's probably like... It's maybe Shooker. It's maybe Shooker. It's maybe Shooker. Weezing beats it 1v1. Actually, no, it doesn't. That's the thing. Yeah, I'm going to go Lele here. Please swap. Yes, perfect. Okay, good. And now I'm Moonblast in case he tries to go back into Jolteon. Because he's probably Volt Absorb. And if Corv kills me here, it'd be with U-turn though. That's the thing. It would be with U-turn. It would be with U-turn if he kills me. He knows my entire set. Because if he kills me, it would be with U-turn, and then he gets to go into Jolteon anyway. Is the thing. But a Strange Steam would kill Corv. Oh, he stayed in. Damn it, he stayed in. Damn it, he stayed in. Okay. Damn, if I T-bolted there. If I had T-bolted there. I'll T-bolt now. And he'll click light screen, yeah. But now Moonblast kills, right? Oh, I think he thought... No, he didn't think I was Scarf. What an idiot. I showed Calm Mind. I set all the way up and almost won the game. If he had one of the Intimidators, I did just win the game there. That's the thing. If screen goes up, my Moonblast still kills here. Oh no, it doesn't actually. It's a roll. Corv is at 9%. It's a 25% chance if I want to go for Moonblast, which I don't think is worth it. Yeah, I'll T-bolt. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So Corv goes down, and then it's just Jolteon. It's just Jolteon behind this light screen, which we'll pick up the kill on Lele here. Actually, he went for Shadow Ball. Does he not have anything else? Because now Weezing does beat it. Oh, no, he's not locked. He's not locked. We established he's not Specs. We established he's, like, Shooker. Oh, the issue is he now does too much damage. So I go Garchomp to stall out the light screen. I just go Garchomp to stall out the light screen. Because then Weezing beats it 1v1 now. Yeah. I think. This is very tight. His Thunderbolt is doing, if he's timid, which he would have to be to outspeed Salazzle, so I'm going to assume he's timid. His Thunderbolt's doing 35 to 42, which is a 90% chance to free shot. After leftovers. The Black Sludge. That, oh, it's not at 9%. It's at 100. And this is a 98% chance to free shot. So I think he takes this, unless he is locked into Shadow Ball. Oh, I can also Pain Split, though. After the second. Yeah, this is what I have to do, though. Strange Team has a 20% chance to confuse. I don't think that's worth it. I think the 30% chance to poison is actually more important. Okay, 35. 35 off the first Thunderbolt. So he's either min-rolled, or he's not. I think he's min-rolled. That's an unfortunate min-roll for him. Because I would go down to... Oh, God. Because I'd go down to... Take another 35. Let's just say I take 40. I'd go down to 30. I'd definitely live another with Pain Split, but I don't know how that would work with the damage. What's Jolteon's HP stat? It's 65. And Weezing's is 65. It's the same. So we'd end up at the same percent. We'd end up at the same percent. So he's at 70, I'm at 30. So we'd be at 50 each. So yeah, that doesn't achieve anything for me. I don't think it does. I think I just have to hope he low rolls. Okay, that's a slightly better roll for him, but actually it's not. Oh boy. My next one doesn't kill though. That's the issue. My next one doesn't kill. I've also low rolled. Oh, it might just be a bulkier Jolteon. Yeah, I think he takes this. Oh no, 2%, and the poison. No way! Oh, that's awful. Oh, that's so brutal. That poison. It is a 30% poison. So to be fair, on 3 turns, the chance of me poisoning is very high over the course of 3 turns. To be fair, yeah, that was an incredible game. That was an incredible game. Incredible game. Now that's one to tire you out a bit, blimey. Well, thank you so much for watching. That was a brilliant game. That's one of the best games I've ever played of Mons, straight up. That was such a good game. That was a close one. Blimey. No, thank you so much for watching, everybody. That was a great battle. I'll see you guys next week for hopefully another great one.